David's going to Lou, I think. Maybe second the Lou. Anyway, so it's time for cast. Popularly Friar Eve herself, please come up to stage with Oliver, please. And then Eva playing Lily, and Elijah playing Abe. Finally, Ben Cartwright as Nick, and Billy Ashworth as Jack. Hello everyone. How you guys doing? Very well. You are here at MCM London Comic Con, and my first question is a real cracker. You're gonna love it. Who are you, and what is your role in production of Eve?
I am Emma, and I'm lead writer and co-creator of Eve.
I'm Adrian McDowell, the lead director for Series 1 and Series 2.
I'm Popularly Friar, and I play Eve in Eve.
I'm Oliver Warford, and I play Will Clarke in Eve.
I'm Eve Akaladi, and I play Lily.
I'm Elijah, and I play Eve Watson in Eve.
Hello, I'm Ben, and I'm Ollie's dad.
In real life.
In real life
as well.
I just came along.
He's looking after us.
Yeah.
I'm David Chukwa, I'm co-creator and one of the producers.
So, I need to know where this came from. The idea of this programme, you two co-creators, maybe the best people to answer this one?
Well, I think David sent me the email about it originally, so it started off with David, I think January 2010.
Yeah, I basically had the idea of what fun it would be to crash together E.T. and Pinocchio. And just kind of what would the child of E.T. and Pinocchio be? Obviously very attractive and female. And Emma came highly recommended as a children's writer, and we just got on really well, and she understood kind of the ambition for, a sci-fi kid show. And then she went crazy and created this mad world.
So it wasn't like you were watching E.T. and went, what if Pinocchio's done that? It wasn't like that. It was just
sometimes you do have a literal light bulb moment. It was one of those. And then it's always about meeting the right kind of writer who can kind of build the whole world and kind of create the characters. And write great dialogue.
Yeah, obviously.
Funny, great dialogue.
It does help, I think, when it comes to scripted products. Dialogue is good. Now, part of the premise of the show is that people can't work out that Eve is a robot. Now, I'm not like an expert in robots, but she's a bit odd. She's a little bit odd. Please tell me how this world comes to terms with somebody quite like Eve.
Do you mean in terms of her being a robot? I mean, we talked endlessly when we were writing Series 1 about if she did that, wouldn't people just know she's a robot? And then we thought, actually, it's probably the last thing you'd think. As I was saying earlier, we did quite a lot of research on how far humans are, how close humans are from to creating something like Eve, and the answer is not that close yet, sadly. So, well, we think, as far as we know. So a creation like Eve is way beyond anything that is possible at the moment. So we kind of thought, well, you wouldn't actually suspect someone of being a robot, because we were sort of looking at each other saying, if I did this, would you think I was a robot, or would you just think I was really weird? And we decided you'd probably just think you were weird. But as Series 2 goes on, I think that in the new series, there are some characters who have an agenda to suppress AI because they're understandably concerned about the future of humanity if sentient robots actually existed, and so the net begins to close a bit on Eve in Series 2 because there are people who are out to find out what she is and stop it.
I mean, my memories of being a teenager, I think I was probably weirder than Eve. So no one called me a robot, so we should be okay. Poppy, could you tell me a bit about the audition for this? So you're told, okay, so here's the role. You need to play an android who is essentially just been born into the universe, and you're discovering everything you're seeing.
It was a really long process, let's just say, at first. I think it was over about 2 years, is it? Oh, am I exaggerating?
I always wanted it to be Poppy.
Thank you. And I remember we had stages where it was kind of workshop things, so I was with other Wills and Lilies, and I had to do things like lie on the floor, and then when the director would take, I had to jump up and sing a song. I think I sang Don't Rain in My Parade by Streisand, obviously, as you would.
It's what robots do.
Yeah. And I mean, for me, I obviously, the show is about sci-fi and everything, but I wanted it to be very much about Eve's emotional development, because she's a fully sentient robot, and I wanted to inject some sort of kooky, unique, quirky stuff into it to add to the comedy, because essentially it is a family comedy show as well. So the audition process was long, but there was something about the role that I knew was just magical, and I would have been so upset if someone else had that role, so I just kept going, and I just went to every audition, did my absolute best, and I loved it. I mean, some roles you get sent the scripts and you think, I'll give this a shot, but I'm not really right for it. But I just had so many ideas instantly what I could do for the character, and I think that's a good sign. Yeah. And especially it being a series and not, say, a film where you're not going to have as much to experiment with, and especially we've just finished the second series, so I've had so much time to develop her character, and it's just been wonderful, and I just feel really lucky that you picked me.
Now, Ollie, you play Will, and you have a very special connection with Eve. How does that play out? How does that work?
And Will actually brings it to life when he's still there, and they're like brother and sister, and it helps that we're actually quite close to one another.
Are we?
Yeah. I love you.
Yeah, we are. It does help.
Yeah, there's a good sort of friendship between them both. He looked out for her, definitely.
So protectors.
Yeah.
There is one episode.